It's never a good thing when your doctors walk into the room and start the conversation by saying, "I'm sorry." It would get to the point where as soon as they said those words, I would point to the door and say, "Leave, I don't want to hear those words." So they learned pretty quickly I'm a person that needs hope, that clings to hope and really needed to hear it. And that's when they used to repeat to me and tell me all the time, even when I would look at them and say, "This isn't good, is it?" They would say, "Nope, there's hope." They said, "There's always hope." Well, I was kind of thrown into motherhood very quickly with not one child right out of the gate, but two. My first two are identical twin boys. And everyone was surprised when I, fairly quickly after having Sean and Ryan, said, "I definitely want to have another child. I want to know what it feels like to just have one baby." About 3 years after Sean and Ryan were born, Matthew came along.
Probably the first thing I remember would be the night I went to the hospital. I remember I woke up and I went and found my mom and dad and I just said, "I can't breathe, I was freaking out."
As a mom, you know when something's wrong with your child. It took several trips to the pediatrician's office to determine that Matthew needed to be seen at the hospital. And shortly after, he was brought into the emergency room. They had done some x-rays and discovered that he had a large mass around his heart.
So I was diagnosed with T-cell ALL leukemia, which is a large cancerous mass in my chest.
The mass had grown so big that it had blocked off his breathing as well as 2 chambers of his heart. And I thought it was just something that we could operate on, fix up quickly, and be rid of. I had no idea they were talking about cancer. And I remember feeling as if the floor beneath me opened up and I had just been swallowed up by it.
And basically I went through chemotherapy, and then I had full body radiation, and then I had a biopsy to remove the large portion of the mass.
So about a month into Matthew's treatment, he had failed to go into remission the way the doctors had hoped. And we had to come up with Plan B. Plan B involved a bone marrow transplant, which we knew was a serious type of treatment plan. Right away, they told us our older sons, Sean and Ryan, who are identical twins, Matthew's older brothers, needed to be tested to see if they were a bone marrow match. And by around November, I think it was, we knew that not only did we have a match, we had 2 perfect matches for Matthew's bone marrow type. Sean right away, as soon as we had that conversation with him, said, "I want to do this, and I want it to be me, Mom. I want to save my little brother."
Matthew was here for a transplant. He had an allogeneic transplant, so his brother was his donor. He was here for an extended period of time.
A sibling match is the best kind to get, and a 100% match is even better. That's really when things started to turn for the positive for Matthew. Matthew today is a 19-year-old freshman in college. He is pursuing his passion, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Basically, I'm just, normal kid like anyone else out there. People look at me and they have no idea, what I went through when I was a kid or...
RE/MAX of New England donations support everything from purchasing incubators to renovating surgical suites to funding child life programs, whatever the area of greatest need is.
When I heard that my office was supporting donations to the Children's Miracle Network, it was very important to me that I participate in that program.
Since 1992, RE/MAX has had an exclusive real estate relationship with the Children's Miracle Network through the Miracle Home Program. Sign up through the Miracle System, and then you can market yourself as a miracle agent who gives back to your local children's hospital. You should know that as a RE/MAX agent, 100% of the funds that you raise stay at your local children's hospital. When you support the Children's Miracle Network, you help families in your community. Make miracles happen today by signing up as a RE/MAX agent and supporting your local children's hospital.
I'd say if you're considering to get involved in the program, I'd say go for it because, for me, looking back on the experience, it's not too traumatizing. It kind of seemed like fun, all the memories I have. and it's, you know, almost like a happy time in my life. I don't really think of it as being sick and all depressing and sad.
I believe in giving back.
RE/MAX believes in giving back.
Thank you for giving to Children's Miracle Network hospitals.